Hello, everyone. Welcome into News 5 Now. Let's take a look at our top headlines. Rain washes out a portion of a road in Prichard. An Escambia County man is accused of a lewd act near a school bus stop, and details on a mobile cleanup operation. Let's get started.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Gracie. I'm filling in for Miss Summer today. She is on medical leave for the next couple of weeks, so you'll most likely be seeing me a couple times. So I'm excited to be here. Now, let's get into our top stories, our big stories of this Friday. At number 5, happening tomorrow in Mobile County, Operation Clean Sweep. Residents can dispose of unwanted furniture, appliances, scrap metal, electronics, clothes, and yard debris, all for free. You must bring proof of residency, and it is limited to 1 load per household. You can take your items to the landfill on Half Mile Road just east of Paget Switch Road in Irvington from 7 o'clock in the morning until 1:30 in the afternoon. At number 4, these 2 men are in the Escambia County Jail in Atmore, accused of trying to smuggle drugs into Fountain Correctional Facility. Now, Kyle Turner, he's on the left, and John Bullock on the right. They're both charged with promoting prison contraband, trafficking in methamphetamine, and distribution of meth and marijuana, among other charges. According to the Alabama Department of Corrections, the 2 were arrested after leading officers on a high-speed chase that went up I-65 and eventually a dead-end road where they were taken into custody. Investigators say they found a package that had been thrown over the fence into the prison yard that contained meth, marijuana, $1,000 in cash, a knife, and 2 USB charging cords. At number 3, this man is also behind bars after allegedly performing lewd acts near a school bus stop. Deputies in Escambia County, Florida, say a child and her mother reported the situation. 36-year-old Eris Rutledge was located a short time later at a thrift store on 9 Mile Road. He is charged with indecent exposure and lewd and lascivious behavior in the presence of a minor. At number 2, crews will begin work soon to restore marshlands along the western shore of Mobile Bay. A $15 million grant through the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation will fund the work in the salt air area. Mobile County commissioners have awarded a construction and dredging contract worth over $7 million. The salt air shoreline project will help restore about 30 acres. And at number 1, a road washed out and traffic rerouted after the rain we had earlier today. City of Prichard officials say the closure of Clark Avenue is effective from now until at least March 5th due to a major washout. City officials say the closure is to keep both pedestrians and motorists safe. They offered these detours for those going westbound on Clark Avenue. They say you can turn left on Seminary Street, turn right on Prichard Avenue, or continue on St. Stephen's Road. For those going eastbound on Clark Avenue, they say you can turn right on College Street, turn left on Seminary Street, or rejoin Clark Avenue. There will be signs placed along the detour routes. All right, guys, that is a look at our top 5 stories of the day. Thank you so much for staying with me. Now we are going to move into our question of the day. I'm actually very excited for this one. I'm a big national parks lover, so I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. So, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee, any season, absolutely. Spring, summer, fall, winter, the Smoky Mountains just hit every single time. All of Utah's parks, Bryce, Zion, etc., and the Rockies. I would love to go to the national parks in Utah. In fact, I really would just love to go to all the national parks, in the West, on the West Coast. There's just so many, and just so many amazing parks and natural wonders to awe at. Lori Hamlin says Yellowstone. I have to agree with you, Lori. I took a trip to Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons National Park with my dad a couple of years ago. It was so much fun. We hiked, we got lost hiking, we kayaked, we did everything. We tried ice cream. It was just the best time ever in the whole entire world. Oh, and Wendy Kelman is also saying Yellowstone, America's first national park. I love it. It's so great. If you ever get a chance, that's like, I feel like your entry-level national park for sure. Mike Leonard says Arches National Park. Johnny Sue Shaw says Glacier National Park. That one sounds like a lot of fun. I think I would need a thicker jacket for that one for sure. All right, it looks like a lot of people are saying the Smoky Mountains, the Smoky National Park. Paul Knight says the Grand Canyon. And that was actually the basis for our question of the day. Yesterday was the anniversary of the Grand Canyon becoming a national park, so that is what inspired the question. But thank you guys so much for answering. It was really fun to take a look at all of your answers and hear what you guys have to say. If you want to check out the rest of those answers, head on over to our Facebook page and you can read those and answer our next question, which I'll give you in just a little bit. But before we do that, let's take a look at our poll results for yesterday. Should AI monitor employees? Now, 100% of you said no. This actually comes from a story that Burger King is using a drive-through AI for its employees to detect whether or not they're saying welcome, thank you, that kind of thing, which to me is just gross overstep. You know, that is just too much. But that is what the poll is based off of. If you want to go check out that story and just see, a little bit more about it, read about it and all that good stuff. But thank you so much, guys, for answering that poll. Now we are going to get into today's poll and question of the day. So today's question of the day: what is an unspoken rule that you follow? Personally, I'm a big fan of personal space, especially in public. Even after COVID, I like to keep a healthy distance when we're in line at the grocery store or getting coffee. I don't want you breathing down my neck, and I promise I will not breathe down yours. And then our next poll: should wearing pajamas be banned at airports? Now, that is coming from a social media post from Tampa International Airport. They said, "We've banned Crocs. It went swimmingly. Now we're banning pajamas." And of course, it was a joke. Pretty funny joke, if you ask me. But I want to hear your thoughts. Should people be dressing nicer when they travel? I personally don't think so. If you get stuck in a layover, your flight gets delayed, whatever, you should be comfortable. No, nothing digging in and uncomfortable. To me, it's all about comfort when you're traveling. So that is my opinion. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. All right, guys, that is time. In about 18 minutes, you can tune in to WKRG News 5 at 6. See Miss Roseanne Haven and Mr. Peter Albrecht. They will be giving you all the rest of the stories today. And thank you so much for being here with me, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now. Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.